Now let me veer into the ordinance marriage or the church marriage. The ordinance marriage, either you go to the courts or the district assemblies, there are what we call marriage officers there, or registrar general's department, or you do it at church. Now, if it's the courts or the district assemblies or registrar general's department, you first of all go with the spouse to be, and then you go and register to marry. After that, you have to publish your marriage notice or notice of marriage. They'll write your name, so and so, a bachelor, so and so, a spinster. Then they will paste it on their notice board for 21 days. 21 days. After this, if nobody contests or nobody speak against, then you go and they'll perform the ordinance marriage rites for you in the office of the marriage officer. You just need 2 witnesses to witness for you, and that is all. That's simple. Now, but when it is done in the church, let me use my church, Presbyterian Church of Ghana, as a case study. The church one, having seen the guy, you've spoken, possibly you've gone to do the knocking, just hinting the parents that, oh, okay, you want to marry their daughter. Where you must trace up a worry on. Then you have to go to the church, the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, we call it session. That's the board, the church board, where the elders of the church and then the pastor will meet. That's the church board. The Presbyterian Church of Ghana, we call it session. So you have to meet the session with the girl's parents and the boy's parents. So here, 6 people, I say 6 people are coming. The girl plus the mother and father, the boy plus the mother and father. They will meet the session or the church board, and then both families will indicate their intention and their agreement that their children, they have agreed that their children should get married. So the church will record it that Mr. Asumesi, Mr. and Mrs. Asumesi have agreed that their son be married to this girl, and Mr. and Mrs. Asumesi Obintin also agreed that their daughter married to this man. It is recorded in their minute. And then the church will give the will-be couples a counselor. And the counselor will take them through some counseling processes, which should not be less than 3 months, sometimes 4 months, 5 months, depending on the availability of both parties and things like that. Not less than 3 months. 3 months, 4 months. Go through some rudiments, marriage. They go through a lot. Temperament, sex in marriage, love, how to deal with in-laws and other relations, how to deal with all the things. Financial management, home management, taking care of children, a whole lot. Oh, about 11 to about 15 topics that the counselor will run them through. Whilst they were doing it, they also go to the district assembly again and then go and register for what the intention to marry. They will give them certificate to marry. So they will go and register there. They will also, the TMA or the district assembly will post the marriage intention on their notice board for 21 days. After 21 days, if nobody contests, then they will go for a certificate to marry. This time, not marriage certificate. It's like permission or permit to marry. Then you bring this notice to the church. Church will base on this to announce that Miss A and Mr. B will be getting married. And the rule is that it should be announced 3 times in the church. It should be done in the language spoken by the people of the church. If the church is typically in, let's say, Achim or Ashanti region, where everybody speaks an Akan, they will do the announcement in Akan. If the church is maybe in Accra or Tema, where mostly we speak Ga, English, and Twi, they have to do it in all the 3 languages for 3 times, 3 services, separate to day 1, day 2, day 3. After that, by this time, the counseling thing might have been done or might have been over. And then the counselor will report back to the church board or to the session. And then with the software or the minister in charge, they will fix a date. The minister with the couples, they will fix a date for the marriage. Before the marriage, the church marriage will come on. The traditional marriage should be done or would have been done. So the traditional marriage, that one, the church does not have so much control about the date fixing because it's family matters. So they will do the traditional marriage as I've spoken about already. And mostly they do it, sometimes they do it the same week. They will do the traditional marriage maybe Thursday, and the next Saturday we do the church one. Some people try to do it early morning, but sometimes it's pressure. It brings pressure and stress on the couple. So some will do it on Friday or Thursday, so that the Saturday you do it. But the underlying fact is that the traditional marriage is done before the church marriage. And then when the church marriage comes, depending on how you want to do it, some would like to do it openly with pomp and pageantry at the church, where you have the flower boys and flower girls and page boys and page girls with maid of honors and groomsmaid or whatever. That one, it's in your own pocket. Then they will come to the church. They also for or the reverend minister in charge will perform the marriage ceremonies as done with the ordinance. Will do that and say that I, Asumesi Obintin, I pronounce you man and wife as we do know. Then they will sign the marriage certificate. They will go into the office and they will sign the marriage certificate. And the certificate is given to them as a sign of marriage. Here, you need 2 people from the boy's family, 2 people from the girl's family. For clarification's sake, let me use the boy and the girl. I mean the couples. Then 2 people from the boy's side, 2 people from the girl's side will be witnesses. Then they will countersign the certificate. After that, we pronounce them man and wife. Now, when you finish this, that is all. Some people may also decide that instead of doing it at church openly, when there are people there, there will be sermons, there will be here and there, you can decide to go to the pastor's office. Yes, we have done the traditional one, we have done the local one, we've done everything. We have published it 3 times in the church, but we don't want to do it as a church event. We want to do it as private event. You go to the pastor's office. The day that I have set with the pastor will meet you at the office with 2 people who will sign as witnesses. You go to the pastor's office, the software will do the necessary pronunciation, and then you sign your certificate there. And that's all. You take your wife and you go. It's not necessarily organizing like the church service. People will come, the whole church is full. You need to do breakfast and lunch and supper and everything. Please, if you think you are not financially capable, you can tell the software that, please, I want to do it in the office. I just want it the private way. And the software will do it. And mostly the next Sunday, you come to church and then you announce to the church that, oh, this people or this couple got married yesterday. And then, or within the week. And that is all. Now, let me add this. With the ordinance marriage, we have what we call consummation. Until the marriage is fully complete, there should be what we call consummation. Consummation means that the man and the woman should go and sleep, should go and have sex. After that, the marriage is finally sealed. Until consummation is done, the marriage is not fully complete. The software has pronounced you, they've given you a certificate, but until consummation is done, the marriage is not complete. Remember, the ordinance marriages is not done in the holidays. Any marriage contracted during the holidays is nullified, it's null and void. So you think, oh, I've done it. Should there be a case, the court will tell you that it's nullified. If the marriage is done after 6 p.m., it's nullified. The laws of the land nullifies it. People have done that, but nothing has happened, so they think it's cool. It's if should something happen and legal matters come in, you see that marriage is nullified. And then it's not every chapel that you can marry. There are some chapels, we said it has been gazetted for marriages. For the Presbyterian churches, our reverend ministers, as soon as you come out from your ministerial training and you are ordained, the church will gazette you the osofo, the minister. So all the Presbyterian church pastors, I said I'm using Presbyterian church as case study. So all the Presbyterian church pastors are all gazetted to be marriage officers, so they can officiate marriage. But remember, it's not every church or every chapel that you can officiate marriage. The chapel should be gazetted by Registrar General before you can officiate marriage. So sometimes people say, oh, they've done their marriage at the beach. They've done their marriage by the riverside and all those things. Sometimes they have done the court one already. They've gone behind the scenes to do the court one. And they will just go to the beach to do like public show something. But legally, if you do it by the beach or the riverside or whatever forest, it is nullified. And whoever is officiating the marriage should also be taking note of. It's not everybody, but at least for the Presbyterian Church of Ghana, I know the Methodists. I know I'm not sure of all the churches though, but most of these are so for when they come out, they gazette them. And the churches sometimes, even some of our Presbyterian churches, the new chapels which are not yet gazetted, we don't even do weddings there. The osofo will go to a bigger congregation or the district head to officiate his marriage there. For the osofo, he's gazetted to do it. But if your place of worship is not gazetted to officiate marriage and you do it there, should there be any legal matters, that marriage will be seen as nullified. So these are some of the things that we need to watch out for when we are married. So after this, mostly they will take their pictures and then they say honeymoon. But all these things are foreign cultures. If you think you don't want to do any honeymoon, that's all. You finish, you take your wife and then you go. So basically, these are some of the things basically which are done in the ordinance or the court law or the church marriage that we also talk about. Thank you for watching. I am your counselor, JK.